Hey, sorry, Peaks family. Took me a second. Wow, I'm deciding to see if I can live stream because it's been a while. But well, I was gonna see if I wanted to open up the panel, if I wanted to let other people come in and, speak on what I was going to talk about, which is the destruction of A Peace 118. Thanks for coming in, brother. The only reason I wanted to speak on it really quickly is because I was watching this. Well, I was watching Thought Crimes. They are actually still on right now, Prince and Sen. And something that this one female who called in, who goes by the name of Love Wisdom, she was talking about Dr. Umar. And something that stood out to me is that she said that you have people on Black Twitter online that are celebrating. Oh, peace, Sarah. Thanks, Corinne, brother. Who are celebrating Dr. Umar's, delicensing. They're having a Dr. Umar delicensing party. I thought to myself, what is a delicensing party? And you guys are actually celebrating that? You know what I mean? So I guess I kind of wanted to put my thoughts out there and to see if, open up the panel to see if people wanted to join to give their thoughts as well. I'm just curious to I understand people have their personal opinion on him. I understand everybody don't agree and disagree, things like that. I understand everybody don't agree with his teachings. Some people, they want to know what money with the school, all that. I understand all that. But to celebrate, him being delicensed or whatever it is, to have a party over it, to really go out of your way to tear this brother down. How Black power are you? How pro your race are you? One thing that I wish is something that Dr. Umar said. Hey, Amani, Dr. Yaya Peace says, thank you for coming in. Something that Dr. Umar said was that, Trayvon Martin killers still walking away. Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, why don't y'all have this moxie towards, the beast, the oppressor? Why is it always about tearing down another brother? And something that sparked me where I was just like, wow, will we ever get unity? That's the question that I had. Will we ever get unity? Because I feel as though no matter what our plan is, no matter what our solution is, no matter what the work that we're doing each individually, we all might be doing our own work, whatever it is, have businesses supporting Black, own all the above. But the issue that I have is that I think that we're never going to get liberated if we can't come together, if we can't be strictly unified. Something I hear is that people say, oh, let's nation build. Let's live off the grid. Let's separate ourselves. Well, how are we doing that if people are still relying on this government to attack one another, to discredit somebody, to tear them down? It's kind of like what somebody wrote in a comment where they was like a crab in a barrel. And I say, you can't sit there and say that you want to separate yourself, but then you keep running to the system. You keep running to the government. We have to take care of things on our own. We have to start putting ourselves in the position that we are running things for ourselves. If we wasn't under this government, who would we rely on when it's something? If you have questions on certain things, this could have been easily resolved, easily solved. You did not have to go to the system. You did not have to, to scrutinize this brother or put him under some certain scrutiny. There's no reason to do that when the man is not doing anything wrong. I don't feel like Dr. Umar is doing anything wrong. I feel like he's a man that's trying to push Pan-Africanism. He's a man that pushed liberation. He's a man that pushed Black power, empowerment. He's a man that pushed unity. He's a man that pushed Black love. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I personally didn't donate, so I can't really speak on that. But my thing is that if people have an issue with that, if some people sitting there saying, well, what's the reason? We want to know where the money, we want to know with certain things. One thing that I realize is that why don't people just use common sense and say, well, is the money spent or is the money still in GoFundMe? This is why GoFundMe's asking for whatever it is. And he said that he wasn't going to give them any records because he already did that. But my thing is that if GoFundMe already exists and the money is there, then obviously the man's not spending it. Obviously he has it in a place to where he's trying to generate enough so he can do this purchase. I understand what Dr. Umar was trying to do. He was trying to he was trying to go right in, like not start like what the brother Q Butter would do and start from scratch and start from the bottom and build it up. But he was just trying to go into a straight in with everything all at once. I can understand that. I can respect that. It's about patience. Keep in mind that we don't have anybody else out here who really trying to do that. Who else do we have out here besides Q Butter that's pushing a school? So, you know, everybody who wanted to attack him, one thing I wanted to question them, what are they doing personally? Where are they schooled? You want to question and ask somebody else, but then why didn't you just come out and tell him, listen, I want my donation back because I want to do it on my own? You didn't do that. You decided to come out here and pretty much destroy the man. Hey, peace, King Devon Phillips. Thank you for coming in, brother. Destroy the man. You know what I mean? You wanted to put him under scrutiny. You wanted to just discredit him, all the above, strip him of his credentials. I mean, how do we go this far? But then we say that we pro our race and we love our people and we about empowerment, but then we'll go this far to destroy another brother. He's not the oppressor. He's another brother. You know what I mean? He's done a lot. You know, the child psychology and all the above, and they've already proved that the man has the license. They have already proved that. So when I was watching Thought Crimes and I'm listening to the sister saying that Black Twitter's talking about, oh yeah, we going to the de-licensing party. De-licensing party? What kind of, I thought to myself, that just makes no sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I cannot go and support somebody, you know, being stripped of his credentials. I cannot party over something like that. I mean, it's a disgrace to me. You know, I feel disgusted with it. You know what I mean? So, and I just wanted to put my opinion. I just want to show how the rest of y'all felt, you know, in regards. And I was just curious. I mean, I've been trying to watch, you know, other people's videos. I didn't get a chance to watch Dagger Squad because I seen that they was going on Dr. Umar. So I didn't get a chance to hear it. But, you know, other people, I'm just like, I just can't believe it. I feel like it's a distraction. You know, it's a distraction. We're so distracted over that and one person, and we're being taken away from what we need to be focused on, which is empowering ourselves, which is liberating ourselves, which is building ourselves up. So I said to myself, while this is going on, we just got to continue to roll this ball. We got to continue to keep the ball moving. Something I was listening to the brother Ty Data from Eyes of Production, you know, YouTube channel. And that's what he was talking about. Us just doing the work, us just strictly putting boots on the ground and strictly being about that. And I agree with that 100%. You know, and I do feel like something he wrote in the comment of the live chat Thought Crime, where I was like, it's a distraction. It's a distraction. It's to keep us focused on each other. It's to keep us focused on stuff that in the meantime, you know, things are still happening to us. We're still being, you know, forms of genocide are still plaguing our community. You know what I mean? So we're still being exterminated. Look at the video I just saw from Torian Rain live. And he was talking about this guy, Chris Barlow, who was about, I think I'm pronouncing the name right, who was just brutalized and by the pigs. And they broke his leg and all the above. So I said to myself, so we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with the fact that our people are still being targeted. Our people are still being killed. You said 118, you said, I watched that Facebook video he put up. A couple of things concern me. Don't know why for the past couple of weeks, when people put the Hangout in the chat, it makes me go to Google Playlists. Oh, really? Oh, I put it in the chat, but I don't know why I took you to Google Playlists. That's crazy. And you said, King Devon, you said they keep throwing us those curveballs, and we keep going after them instead of focus on where we need to go and what you need to achieve for our nation. Exactly. And I do feel like this is another curveball, another distraction, and a way to keep us off of what our agenda is. We know what our agenda is. That's liberation. Whatever we have to do in order to liberate, you know, and it's a plethora of things that we have to accomplish in order to liberate. But one thing we don't need to be doing is, you know, tearing down one another. I mean, this is really a disgusting, you know, display right here. You know what I mean? Because I just wish people still had that animosity and that moxie towards somebody who oppresses you and who places, like I said, all forms of genocide, who's exterminating you. But to do this, you know, publicly, you know, and something that Prince and Sin was saying is that, or was it the Love Wisdom lady who said on Thought Crimes, where they was talking about saying that, what is the point of this? You know, what is the purpose of it? And then they say, you wonder why white people continue to attack us, because they sit there and say, well, look at y'all. Look at how y'all attack each other. Look how y'all attack each other on public display. Look how y'all do it. And then you want to attack and get mad when other races do it to you. But then we quick to do it to each other. You know, and it's like a lot of people say, you know, we got people out here, and I think she made this term, which I agree. She said, you got a lot of black people out here that are just like the white people who put themselves in blackface and doing the same thing. And I agree. And I said, and that's why I titled this video, Destruction of Him, because that's exactly how I feel like people are doing. They are destroying this man, destroying his character, destroying everything about him publicly. And this is, and I can't even understand how people would agree or disagree with that. I understand that people have their opinion on where the money's going in the school and all that, but you do see that the money's still in GoFundMe. So obviously the man ain't spending it. That's common sense, which you can look at. For two, you know, if you question it because you donated, you know, when people who didn't even donate question it, I have no reason why they speaking up because you didn't even spend no money. But the people who are donating, who have an issue with it, I don't understand why they couldn't just deal with this in-house, why they couldn't address the man, why they couldn't go to him on their own, why they could talk to him and say, can they have it back? I mean, whatever the reason, I can't speak for the ones who actually donated. You know what I mean? All I can do is speak for, you know, ones who haven't and seem to have an opinion. You know, and my thing is that I'm not going to tear him down publicly. You know, if I have a problem, I can send him a private message. I can contact him through Instagram. I contact him through Facebook. You know, I can send him something privately and tell him this is how I feel personally or whatever. But I don't have to get out there and do a video. I don't have to get out there and rely on the system and the government and file something against you and continue to keep complaining. You know, that's the type of energy that we need to be spending on in regards to politics, in regards to when we want to get things done for us and done for our communities and done for us where we live and reside. Just like we put Keisha Lance Bottoms in Atlanta in the mayor office, or when we do certain things for our people, you know, or we out there and we're boycotting or whatever. That's the energy that we need to spend on companies and whatnot that, you know, come and take advantage and suck all the resources out of our neighborhood, or ones who come and, you know, brutalize us, or all the above. I said, where's that energy in regards to getting that out of there? Why do you spend this energy into doing another brother? And the fact that people is quick to do that, this is why I can't support. You know, something I was questioning, I was just like, well, who do you think? I started questioning this to myself. I said, who do you think probably did the report? I said, you know what? Some of the ones who be in the chat right now talking about, well, I'm glad he getting his license taken away, or he's a scammer, or he's a fraud. Like, you see it now. You see people in the live chats, you know, still knocking him, still discrediting him. So I said, okay, so y'all the people who probably reported him. Y'all have to be. Who else did it? Because anybody who still will support, I support anybody that support our movement. I support anybody that support our empowerment. I support anybody that supports our liberation, period, point blank. It's not about disagreeing or agreeing with somebody's personal opinion on certain things. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about, you know, what is their agenda? What is their priority? What is their primary focus? We know what Dr. Umar primary focus. I'm trying to go along with him to the trip that he does every year to Africa. So my thing is that, you know, I have a lot of respect for Dr. Umar. I have a lot of respect for what he does. I have a lot of respect for what he's trying to accomplish. And I mean, I just hope that I wish him success. I wish him the best. Would you say, Dr. Yaya? Our people are quick to fall out about money. It's true, but we spend millions with white folks. And I agree with you, sis, 100% they do. And I don't understand why we fall out over that. And we will fall out over a little bit. It could be $20 donation and we're snapping. Where's the school? Like, it doesn't take time. It takes time to establish a school, especially the kind of school that I think that he was pushing, because I thought he was pushing a college or a university or HBCU, and I thought he was pushing for something that was really huge, that was going to hold a lot of students. And keep in mind, there's a lot. You got to deal with curriculum. You got to deal with staff. He's asking for a lot of requirements from his staff. He wants them to be natural hair. He wants a lot. I understand that. It's nothing wrong with that. He wants them to be Pan-African. So this is a school that's going to be doing so much. You know, it's going to be so beneficial for us. And keep in mind, you got to think about supplies. You got to think about all the different type of classes. This is a lot. You got to think about furniture. You got to think about all of that. This is a process. This is not something that can be done overnight. So I don't even understand how people can complain over that. Did somebody come in? Oh, peace, Kingdom All Fellows. Welcome, brother. Oh, you was able to get in. That's great.
Bless you. I get in.
Huh?
I said thanks. I got in. I got in.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I think 118 said he was having a problem, but that's great. I'm glad you were able to go in, come in and speak your speech.
My whole thing on it is that
Huh?
I think it's kind of shady that now they're trying to bust him, and he's been operating for so long, as they assume that he doesn't have a license. Now,
Mm-hmm.
why is it that it takes so long to bring that story out and try to throw him out there as you know someone that we can beat up on as a bad person? I look at it as, look, people need to think twice and look at the system itself and how it's been operating over the years. Yep, whenever they find we are getting somewhere, they always pick one out of the group that have a good stand in the community and throw them out there as dirt. And now we gonna look at them as, hey, I knew something was funny about him in truth. So they play on our psychological mindset. With that game, they've been doing that for years now. And we just can't seem to see through it and understand what they're really trying to do. You understand? Because the question
Yes.
is, look, the gentleman said he has all his license, all his credentials. Who am I to say no?
Exactly. I mean, he said that he has it, so I don't understand why people are questioning certain things or just assuming that it's untrue.
I think that, see, what that just showed us is that what that's showing us is that going forward as a movement, we gotta be very careful because there's gonna be a lot of them among us that is going to reel us out. We gotta be very careful because it just shows how they flip side instantly. The minute time someone says something about someone without even having the facts, we just flip side and okay, yeah. So we have to be careful if moving forward. We have to be in one accord if we are moving forward. Everybody minding their own business and doing their own thing in the good cause of moving forward. I think once we decide we start listening to other people saying things about other people without getting the facts from the person, we're gonna have a lot of problems. We're gonna have a lot of problems. I think what happened is that we as melanated people, we tend to not do our own research. We tend to listen to what that person say and take it as a gospel truth and run with it because me and this guy was for friend for so long and I trust his word, but not knowing everything about the guy that told you. And we run with it, and now the person who he's talking about is right next to it, and he would ask them. And these are the things that we suffer, and that brings us down. We don't go to our brother and say, "Look, now I hear this about you. What is this scene? What's up? What's going on with that? Set me straight now." And then you hear the brother side, and then you can, you know, make your own conclusion. But you hear it from a third party, and then you're like, having your own opinion. You can't have your own opinion when you don't have the facts. That's just my piece for now. I find it just ludicrous.
I agree. I agree with that 100%, and I don't understand why we don't do. Hey, peace, Jalen. Thank you for coming in, brother. I don't understand why we don't, why we don't check our own facts and things like that. I don't understand why we can't resolve things with each other. You know what I mean? Because I just started questioning it. I was just like, well, hold up.
Hey, Queen, mute my mic. I'm having trouble muting my mic here for me.
Okay. I
Getting
thought
a
to
feedback.
myself, I said, aren't we trying a nation build? So, and I was like, okay, so how are we going nation build, but still keep running to the government? I was a little confused on that. You said Unlimited Perspective says all Umar has to do is present the court his credentials. It's not hard. Oh, peace, Seuss, for the baby. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I mean, the point is the fact that it's even being done. The fact that he even has to do this, the fact that people even filed this, that it went this far to where now he has to go to court and present his credentials. I mean, my thing is that I could have swore like he's already been proven, the man's a school clinical psychologist. He's been teaching, he's been helping, our youth, out there in different places. So I don't understand that. Peace and love, Queen Kai. That's what it is, Kai? Thank you for the support, sis. So, just all the above, and that's the only thing that is kind of pissing me off a little bit. So, I'm just disgusted with just seeing our people do it. I'm disgusted to seeing the way that he's being taken down, the way that he's being, destroyed, and his credibility, all the above. I'm disgusted with the people are celebrating it. I think it's going too far. I think it has went too far, and I don't even think it had to go this far. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that it even happened. Even when I seen a video, when it first popped up, I was confused. I was like, is this true? Is this for real? Get out of here. Stop lying. No, you're not. So I'm in awe right now that this is even happening. So, and I just don't agree with it. I'm sorry. I don't agree with the destruction of a brother, period, especially publicly. So, people got their opinions. Like I said, they can handle things, behind closed doors. We all don't have to know, and the public don't have to know. And this is why, we have so many enemies who look at us and be like, well, look at how they treat each other. And then look at how they get excited over it. And it's kind of like what Devon Phillips saying, another distraction, another curveball that we can't be focused on what is actually, our priority and our primary focus. But go ahead. I don't want to keep speaking. Jalen, go ahead and give your opinion, brother.
I think he just popped out.
Oh, he did? Oh, I'm sorry, Jalen. I'm sorry. Huh? Go ahead.
I guess I've been looking at this video. I look at Dr. Umar video a while ago, just before I came on. And he did put out a video, and I'm listening to him, and he was saying that someone that reeled him out, someone that's trying to get against him, and someone that he knew that is, trying to bring him down, and I start thinking to myself, and you were saying one of our own people that is doing that to him. And that just shows how messed up we are still, that we still hate each other. We still envy each other. Jealousy, these are all these things that we need to deal with our people, because a lot of us suffering from that, and we don't even know it. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, wow. Because of jealousy, because he's not where, Omar is, so he's trying to pull him down. But we find that a lot in our community. We find that even in our family. We find that. Jealous for what? So we got to find out where that root is coming from, where that seed is, where does it stem from for we to deal with it? Because the fruit just can't come out just like that. It must have a seed. Where to see that? How are we going to get the seed out? So I'm saying, going forward, as one people, I strongly believe that is one of the things we have to deal with on a constant basis.
I simply think, because I'm just reading this comment from Unlimited Perspectives, who says every doctor and public figure has to do this at some point. He made it bigger than what it was when he blamed his people. Well, all our people is not our people, and he had the right to blame them because they are at fault for doing this. I don't think he would have had to, honestly, if people didn't complain. With that said, I think, it's already been proven. But I feel as though I think that a lot of people just have a problem with him personally. I don't think they can see past their emotionalism. I think a lot of people respond and react out of emotionalism, and simply because, he says something I don't like, or he does something I disagree with, or I just don't like that he's this, or I don't like he attacks that. Damn it, I'm going to attack him. Damn the fact that, you know, what he's doing. I mean, get the emotion out of it. You know what I mean? Stay focused on the agenda. Stay focused on what he's doing. Stay focused on his contributions. Stay focused on his work. Stay focused on what he's trying to achieve. That should be your main focus, not on personal stuff. But everybody brings up the personal and emotionalism, and then boom, here it is, and then they want to blow everything out of proportion. You know, and then everybody would say, well, no, it's really about the money in the school. Is it really? Or you just using that? You don't like him for other reasons. So you'll use that. Because half of the people who's complaining didn't even donate. So I'm just like, how can you complain and you didn't even donate? So, you know, and then some of the people who did, I mean, how many people gave up hundreds and thousands of dollars? Some people just gives up a few dollars. So, and my thing is that if you wasn't 100% in him, if you didn't believe him 100%, then you shouldn't even never supported him. Then financially, you wouldn't have this issue. But you know, it's not just that. It's more about the fact that we are destroyed publicly. I think that's more my issue. The fact that we are destroying him publicly right now. The fact that he is the main thing, like he's the target and everybody is targeting him. You know, I don't do that. I support the man. The man has my support. I know I'm a nobody. I know he don't know I exist, but I still support the man. That he should know that there's people out here who support his work and support what he does.
Sweetheart, you see what you just did there?
Mm-hmm.
What you just did there, I'm not in agreement with it.
Okay.
Putting yourself as nobody, never do that. And putting him upon a pin. You see, by doing that, now what you're doing and other people hearing that now will look at him as a target, in a sense, because you make him more superior than you. And he's a human being just like you and I.
Yes. I mean, he's doing more work than me. I mean,
no. Even the work that he's doing,
so
even though he's doing more work than you, what you're doing, you are making an impact also. So the fact that, so I mean, put it in that category. I don't. It's because we all can make mistakes. We all can fall. Yep, and I respect the man for what he's trying to do. I'm not saying he's better than me, just that he's good at what he's doing.
Yes.
But I am equally good at what I'm doing in my own department. So I said we are working for the same cause, just from a different angle.
Yes.
You know, so I'm saying when you look at how we have structured our mind in the sense of where we view people, the label we put on ourselves, I have a serious issue with that. The labels divide us, the labels put a lot of tension between us, the label make us feel inferior, some of us. The labels don't show our true colors because we think we can't match up to this one because of we put them so high, and you got so much great ability in you to make a greater impact. But it's just that the label keep us stifled. And I always try to respect what people do and respect the person. I never put a label on them. Because once you do that, I think that you are putting the person in a box and they can go further than that box that you're putting them in. I respect what they do and you're looking for betterment to come from them. So I look at it as we all can achieve whatever we put our mind to once we have the necessary equipment to do so. But I think the bottom line is the same way that you said it, he's up there So there's a lot of people who have very low self-esteem, who don't think if they can do anything for themselves. They look at it and it's like, he's more important than me. So they kill their spirit, they're there to go. They just kill their whole spirit. So I think the way we bring across things sometimes too, for some of the brothers and sisters in our community who are struggling with, low self-esteem, emotional problem, many different things that they're suffering with. Sometimes the way we say things can either empower them or belittle them based on how they view it. So sometimes we got to be very careful of the word that we use, how we use it, because the way I might look at it, an next person might look at it totally differently. I may look at it and say, I know what she means, but somebody look at it and say, oh, she's nothing. He's bigger than her. Okay. So why should I listen to her if he's bigger than her? That's where I'm coming from. And you might have what they need to empower them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to remember the people among us who may not see things the way we see, they understand it they understand it the way we see it. Because our understanding a bit mature than their own. So you might say something, I'll pick it up right off the back and say, I understand where she's coming from, but somebody else might be struggling with emotion and all these type of things that, blocking their mind from thinking critically. And they hear it now and they feel like a threat. So I think we have to be very careful and remember the people who might be around us that want to go the same way that we are going, but because they are suffering with certain things, that we got to cater for them based on the words that we say and how we approach them. Sometimes we got to be very, very careful with them because they're the one who undermine us based on how they see things and how they respond to things. Oh, she don't like me. Just like what you said, you don't like me, so I will do anything to undermine you. And just because you take it in the wrong context, you never asked me what did I mean by what I said. You just interpreted the way you want to and decide, okay, this is what she said about me, and I'm going to pull her down to the fullest. Because I'm not responsible for how you think about what I said. I'm not responsible for that. My responsibility is to ask you what you mean. What exactly would you mean, so I could get a clear understanding of where you're coming from, not my interpretation. And I think that's where we make a lot of problem. That's why we have a lot of problem. That's why we cannot have a civilized conversation without bringing emotion into it. Because a lot of us understand things from emotion standpoint. That's why we deal with things from an emotional perspective and not from a critical perspective. I think Mr. Umar is going to be okay. I mean, I think the people who that is saying all these negative things, being judge, jury, and executor, I think the time will come when they have to eat their words. Because nobody knows the fact. Nobody knows until it plays out to the end. What will come out of it? So let's sit back and hope for the best and let the man prove himself. Because that's what they want him to do, prove himself in court. And he said he have everything to prove himself. So let's sit back and see that. And I just about getting beef at what you just said. I think issue with what you just said about you little person and no that's.
No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I meant to say, like, I'm not on the level of like Dr. Umar. He's very well known. We all know of him. He has a very.
So you think you're not known too?
Well, I don't think I'm as known as he is.
You see, you don't think. You don't think. That's the whole idea. You don't think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had. Well, I go by, Dr. Umar Johnson. He was in Hidden Colors. He was on Roland Martin, that's what I'm talking about. And I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for his voice. He has a very powerful voice. I think brothers like that are needed, especially ones with powerful. Ones that can get out there, ones that can be on television, ones that can speak to the media. So I definitely think that He's needed in our community, and we shouldn't be shunning him. We should be finding out ways to do that. Now, I do hope that once he proves this, the people leave him alone. I wonder will people leave him alone once he prove everything and his credentials and all the above and the money and everything else. Will y'all leave him alone, or will y'all still be attacking him? Now, I'm not surprised when it comes to the oppressor and the system and the government, things like that, him being a target. Of course, he's a target. We all are. You know what I mean? So anybody who's speaking out against, what we deal with, against this country and this government and all the above, and against imperialism, of course, it's going to be a target because they want to keep things, the way it's always been for how many centuries. So, but one thing I just, I know people have their opinions. Everybody has their opinion on what. I don't understand why some people are emotionally invested, especially if they're not financially invested. I don't understand simply because we disagree with each other, because we're not all going to, vibe together. We're not going to agree 24/7. That's just what it is. I mean, you don't even agree with your family 24/7. So this is just what it is. It's not about that. It's not about, because he's responsible for what he say, but he's not responsible for the way you take it or the way you interpret it.
Exactly. And
I think that some people just need to get out of their emotional bag and get with the program. And, you got to determine what your priority is and what your primary focus is. But some people don't want to do that. And I think it's because they're afraid. They don't want to do the work. I don't know what the reason it is, but it seemed like it's easier to attack each other and attack one another. And we've been doing this since slavery. We've been practicing this type of behavior since slavery. It's always been easier for us to attack each other and attack one another versus attacking what we all have in common, which is oppression. I mean, how many times does somebody got to keep repeating the same words over and over for people to just get it in their head?
I think the problem is many people know Dr. Mr. Johnson, but not many people understand him. And that's where the problem lies. You see, understanding much deeper than knowing. Many people know you, many people understand you. To understand you, I got to be around you. I got to be around you 24/7 to understand you. I can know about you by you saying something or somebody saying something about you. Oh yeah, I know about it, but do I understand you? And that's where our problem is. That's why we have a lot of fight in the community, because we know people, but we don't take the time out to understand each other. So we understand what makes each other tick and what makes each other happy, so we know type of word to use to not to cause a feud between one another. But the problem with us, we know too much. That's the whole problem. We don't understand nothing. So I guess that's why he's getting that backlash that he's getting now, because many people know him. Very few understand him. Because if they get to understand him, they would never have the same perspective about him. See what I'm saying? Generally. Because many people can know your name, know you by, oh, she's a YouTuber. But have you lived in her shoes? Have you been around her? Have you spent 48 hours with her to see what she really made up of? Or even more. See what I'm saying? So that's the problem. That's why he's facing all of that, because none of them wouldn't take the time to go spend some time with him if he would allow them to understand who that man really is. Being on YouTube, I don't say that's who he is totally. He just gives you a side of him. But if you're around him, then you'll understand a lot of things about him that you're not seeing once the video stops. Same with you, same with you and I. So a lot of people are gonna have a lot of misunderstanding because they never spend time with us. They never understand us. They heard about us. They know about us, but they don't understand us. Understanding is much deeper than knowing. When you say, I know you, okay, what does that mean? Oh, I know your name. And that's where I can stop. But if I ask you, what is your characteristics? I can't explain that because I never take the time out to do that. I hear what you're saying. But for me to understand all your qualities or some of your qualities, I got to be around you. Because being around you, you could only be yourself. And that's what I would say. So I think that is one of the problems we struggle with, is that our brothers and sisters like to jump in the gossip bandwagon, research, and getting their own information. I think a lot of us are lazy mentally to go through the process of researching and getting facts for ourselves, doing the necessary work that we need to do to understand each other. We just like to hear it from this person and just take it and run with it and add to it. And then when it comes out of that person's mouth, it's a whole different story. It happens over here too. It happens over here. So we got to break that cycle and get to understand that, look, if you don't know anything, if you don't understand a person, I prefer you don't say anything about that person negative. You don't understand the person. Still here. We are not trying to break down, because saying something negative about a person that you don't have a clue about, because somebody said that you have a feeling about it. Our feeling is a roller coaster. It's never stable. It goes and comes. Why would you rely on it? As a fact, we have to first of all ourselves. And once we can understand ourselves, then we'll know what it's like to understand each other. Put yourself out as you could understand somebody else. Come on now. If you're having trouble living with your own self, how could you understand me?
True.
So it's a whole mindset and a mind shifting. I wouldn't say shift. I would say a mind 90-degree turn around. So I think our people need to wake up and come out of that state of mind, that barbaric state of mind where first thing your emotion is ready to fire back. You're ready to destroy. You're ready to. That's why they label us as in this despicable way. Are we not doing anything to change it? We just continue living that way. Without understanding, we have the power. We have what it takes to change it. Change your thoughts and you change your life. Change the group of thoughts that you accustomed with, and you change your life. As simple as that. If you continue with the same thoughts that you continue with, you're going to be the same person. Okay, it sounds like I'm preaching. Shut up now.
No, I mean that was on point. I couldn't agree more. I think that's the main issue. Sometimes I think that a lot of us kind of just lash out. Whatever we're battling with internally, we kind of lash out and take it out on the next person, the next man. It seems as though we actually enjoy it. Especially when I heard them say that they was going to have a party about him being getting de-licensed. I thought to myself,
Mm.
the fact that you could celebrate that, you're excited over it. I mean, I can understand when you have the race that is not full, that's not part of us, excited because he speak out anti against them. But when you think about our own, I'm just like, okay, we're going to celebrate that now. So this is why I started realizing saying that we ain't gonna go nowhere. If we ain't got unity. It doesn't matter. I don't think it.
Mm.
I think unity is the most important thing. I don't think it matters about anything else. I don't think it matters about what we're doing individually if we ain't doing it collectively. It's about us coming together and doing the work together. If we ain't doing that, then I don't know what we're doing. So, and I just keep saying that we're not going to liberate unless we have unity. Unity is so important. I just keep saying, like, that's the only way we're going to seek what we want. And we out here. We have to be able to come together. I think that's our main downfall right now. That's the main thing that plagues us. It's the fact that we cannot come together. It's more about, even when you think a lot of people in the conscious community, it's more about competition, more about competition
Yep.
community versus us just realizing that we all play a part. We all play a role and we can all play it. You feel me? Nobody has to be one leader. We can all be a leader together, several of us together.
Yep.
Take
Yep.
care of that part. I do this, you do that, and then we work together like an assembly line. And
Yep.
we
Yep.
But everybody want to be like, no, I want to be that one. I'm the one to do like you're going to be liberate all of us, and you can't even liberate yourself. No, if we need all of us together if we're going to be liberated. So that's one thing that I can't get with. You know, I want us to be able to finally come together and be as one and be the family that we claim. I can't come out and say peace, family, but then not quick to treat you as that. You know, I want to build. I want to meet people. I mean, that I want to do. I've done it. You know, because I wanted to do it when I was on YouTube, you know, initially. So that's when I started saying, you know what, get out on the street, put your boots on the ground, girl, and get out there. And getting out on the street has been the best thing for me. And relating and connecting with people in person and you know, word of mouth is powerful. And all of us coming together and coming with our plans together and strategizing and doing all the work together and supporting each other and letting it be known. You know, when I'm in class, I'm telling everybody about Black-owned businesses because it's about what's already out here while we continue to build up more and contribute. So, and be contributors ourselves. So my thing is that, you know, when you see this kind of display right here, this is what shows me why we can't get unity. Right here, about attacking one another, attacking somebody. You know, it's disgusting to see. Like I said, it's like on display. It reminds me of like, you know, what the oppressors did, slave masters and stuff to our ancestors, and how you had them on display. You know what I mean? And it's like this. They're doing a public hanging of the brother. That's exactly how I see it. I'm sorry to be so, you know, the choice words that I'm using, but that's the only way that I can see it. So, whoa, was that somebody? Is that somebody coming in? Oh no, okay. But you know, issue that I have. So you got a phone call or something? You said, Zeus, you said you think they want to take me money.
My bad.
They probably do. I would not be surprised if they wanted to do that. You know, because you know, it could be a way for them to do that.
My bad.
Huh? Sorry, Devon. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Oh, okay. All right, we're good. But yeah, I do agree that they could want to do that. So and would the people who donated be more satisfied with that? Would they be more satisfied with the oppressor getting our money? Or would you just wanted to keep it in GoFundMe or whatever? My thing is that, you know, just GoFundMe ain't even ours. And I do agree, GoFundMe do take a lot of money out. I've heard the stories and whatnot. I heard. But I've seen how when Dr. Umar said that they take a lot of money out, I said, great. So, because they're going to take their percentage. So people need to realize that it's sad to see. It's a sad sight to see how I feel personally.
I think this thing, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I choose not to rather than do anything, because my thing is I can meet people one-on-one effectively or in a classroom effectively and with you and interacting and exchanging ideas there. I think I'm more effective. I know where my is, so I know my forte. I would come and share my ideas, yeah, but the bandwagon and getting a YouTube, going out and I think I am making a contribution where I'm at. I think my contribution would resonate because the people who I will impact share it wherever they go, etc., etc. Because once you let down, you know, sooner or later it's going to take, you know, it's going to make fruit. The whole YouTube business is becoming what I would say, I think, one, and not too much build each other. It's more about who can get the most views, the most likes, the most thumbs up, the most YouTube. I mean, subscribe, you know, and that is pulling us away from the goal. not everyone have that vision of the gold. Some of us see it as entertainment, see it as bringing down each other. I get a platform to bring down each other because there are people out there who feed on these things, love negativity, and bring negativity, get over 3 million views. I was like, wow, how you get so much views so quick? So that just showed you a lot of our people appetite is for negativity, and a very small remnant of people will want to push them for each other. So I strongly look at it as we as a people who are aware of what we need to build each other and have what it takes collectively to move forward. Own thing in our own way to contribute to the people around us and the people who want to, that see the same how we see. But we got to also bear in mind that they're gonna have people to see things differently, and it's gonna come at it. How do you know you're strong if you don't go and lift weight? Lift weight and work out. I mean, I used to play basketball, and how do I know I'm a good basketballer? Because I come up against other opponents. Your basketball team, a good basketball player. It's not bad, it's good, it's how we view them. How we, approach them. That's what matters. It's how it can, or you can break us down if we allow them to. So I see all this whole thing as what you're trying to build, if it's solid or not. That's all I see this. All this negative thing is to see if it's strong. And if the foundation is not strong, the negativity is going to pull it down completely because there's no solid foundation. Negative thing to test it. It's positive and negative. So I look at it as you don't need to worry about what people would say. You know what you're focusing on. Let's just. But everyone have to be in the same mind, same mindset. Part to accomplish it. What do we think? We're just going to go through. We're just going to go through it smooth without any bruises. We're going to get some bumps and bruises. Beautiful. They do, they pung it, they script, but look at the finished product. But how we, that's what matters. I think we focus too much on a negative word. It can help us to go forward. So all negativity is bad. It's not always bad. There's a lot of good in it too. We, first of all, don't look at it with a critical mind. We look at it from an emotional standpoint. Speaks instead of we looking at it and saying, okay, all right, I'm going to rise above that because I know I'm bigger than that. But what do we do? Oh, he did say that? Nope, he could disrespect me like that. And then you want to go right back at him and fight fire with fire. And what do you expect?
True. I mean, I've been guilty of that, but I had to do things on my own and practice, what I preach. I really wish a lot of us could practice what we preach. I mean, we talk about all above, but we got to practice that. We say that that's what it's about. Peace, family. I love y'all. All the above, but then we come on here and all we do is attack and bang on each other and find excitement out of that. We find it gratifying, and even the viewers find it gratifying. Like it's entertaining for them. And like I don't, it's not about entertainment right now. Not what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? I don't think that we have time for that. But a lot of people, I think, they like these distractions because they focus on what we're plagued with. Because some people probably don't really want to combat that. Some people probably don't want to do the work or maybe a lot of us are like what the brother George Macon used to say, culturally ignorant. And I think of us were, even here in the conscious community prior. But even the fact that we're aware now, just because they might just have a little bit culturally enlightened doesn't mean that they're at the point where they're inspired to want to be activists and to want to do work and to want to liberate. It doesn't mean that they're at the point where they're trying to be spiritual and trying to achieve righteousness. Not everybody's trying to do that. Some people are just content with some of the knowledge that they have and they think that that's going to liberate. Sometimes they start using the words and they start, thinking that the words are actually the actions, and that's not the case. So, I finally had to realize that, okay, listen, I want to get out of this. I want to get out of this going back and forth. That's not doing anything for me. It's not doing anything for my mind, my body, or my spirit. It's not elevating me in any way, and it's damn sure not leading to ending oppression. So I'm just like, I had to reevaluate. I had to come back and redefine my for coming on YouTube, my purpose for being in the conscious community, my purpose for even creating the channel, my purpose for speaking to the people. So, and that's when I just realized, I said, okay, well, I know my purpose is, let me come out here and fulfill that. And let me do the work in order to fulfill that. So, and as well as I still like coming out and talking to the people, and not just on YouTube, but I do most of it in person. And I enjoy meeting and talking to the and building with people in person. So, and all the above, and letting them know and waking up more and more people. I mean, God, when I'm in the streets, I have woken up so many more people. I could be in Lyft or Uber. People, females are just like, oh my God, they want to have all my information and all the above. So I'm thankful for that. I just had a ride the other day, and this brother, he knew me from before, and he said, I want to thank you so much, sis, for telling me about, how to eat healthy and recommending this store and this market, because he said that he's so healthy now and he's all the pros and vegetables, and he's cut out meat and he's lost so much weight. So I was like, great, because that's what it's about. I don't even care if people want to treat more vegetarian, some sort of fad, as long as we're trying to be more healthy, because it's about us being here and having longevity. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about in regards to our race. If we see that the other race has a negative birth rate, we see they dropping like flies, then it's time for us to preserve our own, and we have to do the work and put in the work in order to preserve our own. But we have to be willing to do that. We have to want it. We have to desire it. A lot of people don't want that. A lot of people just want to be stifled. A lot of people just want to stagnate. And a lot of people just want to come out and just vent their own personal frustrations. But it's not about actually, trying to do things to inspire themselves or stay inspired and trying to inspire others and actually achieve the unity that we so-called need. If everybody feels that they need it and we need it, then why aren't we practicing what we preach? Why aren't we building in person? Why are we just staying on YouTube and talking through, Google Hangouts? Why aren't we making plans, getting each other numbers, making plans to meet in person? If we're taking trips down here, all the above, to build, you know what I mean? To build these friendships, to build these work relationships. So, and all the above. So, everybody keeps saying social media is such a good tool that we can use because we can talk to people, countrywide, statewide, globally. We can reach people really quickly. You know what I mean? We can enlighten them very quickly with them. Why aren't we taking advantage of social media in all facets? It's at our fingertips here. So this is what we need to be doing. But, I just see a lot of people say it, but I haven't really seen of the work. I'm not saying everybody,
Yeah.
so
I think you said something a while ago, which is very interesting. We sometimes listen to what we say and take note to the fact where we dive into certain things that we say to get the understanding of. You said you were trying to get out of it. Yeah? Yeah, you said you're trying to get out of it. That emotional.
I meant like I'm
I
trying
know what you mean.
get out of the whole
No,
motion.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, okay.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
You're trying to get out of it. So it means you're aware of yourself in it. So what you are saying to yourself is of how I feel and how I want to feel. You see, if a lot of us get to understand.
I do. I can admit that I was in it. I can admit that. I mean, we can see my old video.
Yeah, but you
know that
you are the one that allow yourself to get into it. That's the point.
Yeah. Yes.
Aware of, I am the one who allow myself to get into it. Then I am the one to stop it from getting to that point. See what I'm saying? Because if I don't want, if I can, if I cannot make you angry if you don't want to be angry. Yeah, I cannot make you angry if you don't want to be angry. So the fact that I cannot make you angry, hold the power for you determining we are not. The fact that someone can say something and you blow off the handle, it means you give the power to them. So I think once we can understand, you see, something about me is that I am in control of my emotions. I don't allow me because I get to understand that my emotions is temporarily. And what you feel, it doesn't last. We got to know what is right and what decision to make, doing the thing that is right. Understand that, look, I am in control of how I feel and how I want to feel. So it means that the power lies in you, so that nothing outside should change the way you feel based on what it says, do, or what you see. Some people might say differently, but that's how I see that. And that's my personal experience with emotions. And that's how I control of my emotions. And if you realize, I would say 80% of our problem is mental. 80% of our problems is mentally. The whole 100 of our problem is mentally, because everything starts in the mind first. Everything starts in the mind. That's why they try to get into our heads, and change the way how we think and how we see things and how we feel. Doing their thinking for us today. We are not thinking for ourselves. They tell us what to wear. Oxford Dictionary said, oh, this is a new word. Everybody runs with it. So that's how they control us mentally. As long as we don't understand how the mind works, we're going to have a problem. Once we don't understand how mind works, we're going to always have a problem. learn to control our thoughts, choose our thoughts carefully. Once we can understand that, we make better decisions in life. Thoughts give what? When you choose this thought, you know what door you're opening up, what to expect. Because you have been through that before, so you know not to go through that thoughts. Doing the same thing over and over. And then what happened? We get the same result. I don't allow my emotions to get control of me.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I am in control of my emotions. No one can get me to do what they want me to do mentally. And I had to learn that. It wasn't easy. Because growing up in a community where you see a lot of things, emotion left, right, and center. Depends on what you zoom in on. Depends on the compulsion from a young age. You know? So you have to realize that my emotion depends on me. You can't put someone on the outside. You choose to feel that way. You have a choice. You feel that way now. If I make you feel that way, then I can control you. Then I can turn you on and turn you off like a light switch. So I guess once we see, emotion is a great part of our downfall in our community, and we're not recognizing it. They have bad emotions. We use emotions. When we laugh, that is emotion. When we cry, that is emotion. But we have to understand what emotion defeat us and how we not allow it to.
I agree with that. It's weird. I'm reading this comment from John Doe. He says the mind works like this: empirical stimulus, sight, scent, touch, taste, hear, emotional
There
reaction,
you go.
response, thought, understanding, conceptualization, and reproduce. He said the cat
That's exactly.
is the huh?
He's right.
Yeah, he said the catalyst for thought is the emotions. How you feel about what you see, hear, touch, taste, or smell dictates how you would think about it. Control how they feel, control how they think. Control your emotions. You are in a position of power over yourself. I couldn't agree more.
There you go. What I was saying.
Yeah, especially, controlling your own emotions. So, and I think that's what it is. Hey, Chief Holiday, Ooga Ooga brother.
What do you mean is that control how you feel. How you feel controls your emotion. The emotion control your attitude, and your attitude
Mm-hmm.
control your decision. Basically, so everything starts with a thought.
Yes,
No emotion.
yes.
So
And thoughts are
that's
words,
why I need to choose
action.
the thoughts carefully.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
need to control your thoughts carefully. News.
Thoughts become words, and then words become actions. And we know
There you go, girl.
how powerful words are because words
There you go.
and all the above. I mean, it's a process, to learn and to work on that. A lot of us are emotional beings. I mean, this is how it's always been. We understand we're an emotional race here. And a lot of things that affect us, affect our emotions here. So I think that's what it is. And you
Mm.
caught up sometimes even through YouTube and social media, because when you deal with people who are attacking your character, slander your name, things like that, you want to come out and address that. But maybe a lot of times I don't think that we think about how we're going to address it before we come out. Sometimes somebody can just get you rivaled up, get your feathers all riled up, and then you're just, you come out, you just react or respond. But I think a lot of times, it goes back to that whole think before you speak.
Yeah.
So and yeah. So, but I mean, go ahead. I'm doing this and cooking at the same time. So I
Hey, what are you cooking? I'm hungry, girl. What's up with you?
oh, I'm making some beet and purple, beets and cabbage soup. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm
maybe
healthy. I
you
don't
make it.
eat meat or dairy, so I make a beet and cabbage soup. So yeah.
Running in and out.
Huh?
I see. I realize you're running in and out.
Yeah. So when I put myself on mute, I'm running away to go to cook. So
Okay, cool.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but what John Doe says right is he's totally right about it. And most of us grew up in community or emotional family that you know things and witness a lot of things and be around a lot of people that tap a lot of emotion from, and we grow with it and we play life. It spill over into how a lot of us that is mature and adult now and approach things from an emotional standpoint. So I think it's something we have to sit down and for ourselves and go back. Sometimes we need to go back into our past, journey back and remember how you grew up, and a lot of things maybe we can change. A lot of things that maybe we can change. I'm not hearing you though. You on mute.
Oh, I'm not talking. No, go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I thought your mic was
I
running.
was kind of talking to myself, so that's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what it was. So I was
oh,
myself because I'm cooking for me, but then I'm also cooking a meal for my altar, for my ancestral altar, for my ancestors. So I was
okay.
talking out loud to myself, but yeah.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
oh, okay. You do that. You do that over here, and they send for you.
Huh? Say that again.
I said you do that over here. Talk to yourself over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
It says a
Definitely.
few for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit is crazy
Yes.
over here, man.
Okay.
We as adult, I think we as adult, what we don't take a trip back in our past and try and remember how we grew up, that can change a lot of things of today, how we behave today, because we can see a lot of things that we picked up along the way that is not going to help us today. Need to get the seed out. But I think that we just live our life and we wonder how things keep repeating itself because sometimes we don't take a journey back in a part of life and root up some of the seeds and get rid of them and put some seeds that will bear the fruits that you're looking forward to. So I think it's we looking into ourselves first of all, first and foremost. Teach people to look in first, look into yourself first, better yourself first, and then you can face the world. Better yourself and not strong, the world is going to consume you. So that's why I try to bring out. I'm about self-empowerment. That's what I'm about mentally. getting your emotion under control so you can make better decisions and better choices for yourself and hopefully for your family and the generation to come. So I think we as melanated people, we have what it takes, but we just need to mental blockage that has been in us for so long. Time now where we can remove that mental blockage that they have instilled in us from our ancestors. We could remove that. We have a lot of knowledge, we have a lot of grown, and so we just need to know what we need to do. And the people that know what we need to do need to share. Need to be share what need to be done to move on. But we can do it. But we
Yes.
I was giving you a moment.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. I just trying to sort this to get this. Well, I mean, I don't eat meat, but I do put meat at the altar. So trying to season this.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely. So I don't know.
Chief in our chat room?
Yeah, Chief, he's in the chat. He's in the
Bless Chief. Bless Chief.
Yeah, I think he said he's going live tonight.
Oh, cool. I'll look him up.
Talking about proving that we are the so-called natives of the Americas.
You've been trying to prove that for a long time. Okay.
We know, but people like we know we were here in America. We know some of us were here in America. We know that. We just also know that the transatlantic slave trade happened as well. So, but I don't want to go off topic.
You're doing that again.
Huh?
You're doing that again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to go off topic here.
Focus.
Yeah, but I was just, I do feel that. So, I guess he'll be going live and speaking on that. So, yeah, that'll be cool. Check that out.
Yeah, but I think Umar will be all right. I think I'm not going to cast any judgment. I don't know the root and the foundation of everything and the truth of everything. So I'm just watching and doing my own analyzing, hearing both sides to conclusion about the matter, not just one side but both sides, and see what happens. What happened? I mean, yes, it's one of our brothers, true, but if he did anything wrong, well, I'm gonna let him know. Well, you did something wrong, and you need to. You understand what I'm saying? But if they are framing him and whatever, then we need to come out and stand up and support the brother.
Definitely. I mean, I just hope that the way that he's being attacked and the way that he's being dragged, his name is being dragged. I hope that, we can show the same support, when need be. I mean, this is the time when he needs people to gather around him. Even let's say it's the government targeting him. Let's say Zeus 50 is right. They want his GoFundMe money. Let's say they just targeted him because they didn't like what he said on Roland Martin. They don't like that he's a person that's anti this government. And let's say they did that. Right now, what he needs his own people to gather around him and give him support. Regardless if you want to do it, vocally through social media, if you want to post something, if you want to hit him up and send a message or leave a comment on his page or something, if you have his number and want to call him, if you have his email, want to email him, this is what he needs right now. This is how we show solidarity. This is how we get the unity. Coming together when somebody is being attacked, when somebody's being attacked from this system that we hate so much. and that we are so against together. This is when it counts. So, and hopefully, once he goes to court and proves his, then we can celebrate that and we can have a party over that. So, but when I heard people say that they were celebrating him getting delicensed and all the above, I was just a little pissed at that. Now, in regards to other races, if they celebrate, I'm not surprised in regards to them. But when it comes to us, we need not to be doing that. And this is why a lot of other people don't take us serious when we say that it's about love and unity and pro and all of the above. Because they like, well, look what you're doing with him. Is it really? So, and I mean, we got to look at what we do. You know what I mean? They got people questioning certain things. Sometimes it's what we do as well and what we say. So sometimes it's always about looking within and checking ourselves and correcting ourselves. So, and this is what I talk about. I speak on that. You know what I mean? So, and practicing what we preach and applying, the advice that we put out here for other people, applying it to ourselves. Because I can't offer anything else unless I do me first. I can't spread the love and try to help my people unless I do that first. Once I, continue, and obviously we know it's a steady process and you continue to work on yourself. But it goes hand in hand. So
the system use our own to bring down our own. See, as much as we try to support the system, it always get one or two or three to work from the inside to undermine, because there's always a brother or a sister that is willing to take a money or take some sort of bribe inside. And that is a problem. You see, we have let them in, we allow them to come in, and now they are rooting us from the inside. We allow them to come in and be part of us. And what's happening now? Our own brothers and sisters to bring us down from inside. So the support that you're talking about, he's going to get some support, but the amount of support he's supposed to get, he's not going to get it, because there are some people in there they have their crowd too that's going to follow them. And once they say, let's bring him down, they're going to join with him and bring him down. So, and that is a shame. Because every movement that we had in the past always fall from within. It always falls from within. Somebody on the inside spill the bean. Somebody from the inside drop the ball. And they infiltrate from the inside and the whole thing crumble. So it's going to be very difficult. Very difficult, because you don't know who is who. Get strong, and yeah, as the same one, I might bring it down. So coming together and moving forward together, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a serious challenge, because the fact that we can't read, we can't get into one another's head to see what's in there, that's where the problem lies. Because you may see a brother that has been rocking with us for years and yeah, militant and all of that, and he's the one that pulled the plug on us. So that's going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult. It's going to be difficult. So every now and again, I got to do some pruning. We got to do some pruning every now and then. Got to do some snipping. It's crazy.
Agreed.
Who to trust? That's
Something
the problem. Who to trust?
I was reading from Queen Kai when she said, "How can we incorporate unity when the division and crab and barrel actions aren't being corrected?"
True.
I agree.
Totally agree with you.
Huh?
100%. I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just like, this is what I'm talking about. Us, correcting ourselves. Us, I mean, let me sit down. It's very difficult, and this is what I said,
It's
that
a very challenging challenge.
if each and every last one of us could only practice what we preach, you know what I mean? We could have that. We could stop being that crab in the barrel. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we have to rid that. You're right. We have to rid the crab in the barrel. We have to rid the competition. We have to rid all that in order to get unity. You have to ask the people who like to be in that type of crab and barrel type mentality, who live in who live on that frequency, who like tearing down brothers and sisters, who get joy out of that. You have to ask them that, because I don't find no joy into doing that. I don't find no joy into watching it being done. So, but I mean, did you want to address that, Devon, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that has been a problem from a long time. That has been a problem a long time, and if you really look going back, growing up, this thing didn't start from today. If you go back growing up, could you always have this competition with brothers and brothers competing growing up, but I think the problem is we didn't leave it as being a child or a teenager. We bring it into adult life. Because I remember growing up and me and my brother used to compete a lot. Who can, beat each other in basketball? He was better than me, but I was going to give him a good fight. You know, but I think if we don't look at when we move on, when we grow, when we go to a next level, things that we used to attach ourselves to and adopt a new version of ourselves, I think we'll be much better. But what happens is we go into our adult life with teenager mentally, with teenagers mentality, yeah, sometimes toddlers mentality, and a lot of us have not grown up. We get old, but we not haven't grown up. So we're still dealing and behaving like teenagers and behaving like toddlers. So, oh man, with that, we're gonna have this type of behavior today. Crabs in a barrel. Because as teenagers, we compete a lot as teenagers. Compete for girls, we compete for this, we compete for that. And I will bad talk this one to get this girl, and this type of behavior when we were teenagers. But we never grew up and understand, now I'm going to a different level in my life. I need to let that go. I need to cut that out. I don't need to bring that into my next version or next vision in my life. But a lot of us don't seem to understand that. So you have big grown men, 40 something, 50 something, and still behave like they're 10 and 13 and 15 and 16. So obviously dealing with that crab mentality you have to understand what it means to make the transition from one era of your life to another. A lot of us don't know how to make the transition. We're getting older and we still want to behave as if we are teenagers. We want to compete with the teenagers and all that bullcrap. So obviously the behavior that you're seeing, the crabs in a barrel, I believe it stemmed from teenager days. Because if you go back in those days and look, just take a journey back and look, that's how we used to behave back then, growing up. Fight for everything. Who want to be famous in school? Who want to, it's all of that. Go back to my teenager. I can see all of that there. So a lot of these guys have not grown up. They don't know how to let it go and embrace the new version of themselves. But if they've got to that stage anyway. So it's going to take a work. It's going to take a work. It's going to take a work. Seriously, going to take a work. The crab in a barrel situation is behaving like teenagers. That's what I see that like. That's what I see like. We just behaving not behaving like grown men. Grown, mature men. As men. And behave as men. Or as adults. Or seniors. However we want to put it. It's all about power. Power. Pulling on one to gain power. Pulling on this one to be on top of this one just to get a time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
It's stupid though.
From John Doe. Well, there's a couple of comments, but
Go ahead.
trapped in a catonic state of arrested development. The body matures, the emotions don't. Control of the emotions, rather. How would one outline a curriculum to curb emotional immature adults? Because if someone is doing wrong and they don't feel they are doing wrong, but you tell them they are, they feel attacked. Feeling attacked leads to people getting defensive. Fight or flight kicks in and solutions are kicked out. Ah, that was powerful right there.
That's a smart young man. It's very smart.
Yeah.
Right on point. Right on point. Right on point.
Definitely. I mean, and I gotta sit back and be like, I'm guilty of that. You know, like,
Man, they are speaking to you today.
huh?
They are coming at you today, girl.
They definitely
They're
are.
coming at you today.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I'm just like, that's true. I mean, sometimes if you do something wrong, because it's not always correct, and if somebody tells you doing wrong, sometimes you don't want to deal with that, because a lot of us are stuck in our ways. It's time it kicks in.
Yeah.
We get stubborn. We start thinking that we know it all. We don't want anybody else correcting us, especially somebody who we'd be like, oh, you don't know me, don't correct me and things. And Queen Kai said that applies to the scholars as well as the trappers.
Yep.
And she said the perception is all in how you evolve, and I agree.
Yep. No, too much. Yeah. You can't teach me nothing. I'm a scholar. I got PhD.
Yeah.
I got all so much. Yeah, you can't teach me nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yes, Kai. You are so right. Yep, it's true. Oh, I've learned on my journey that anyone can teach me anything. I'm not too big to learn, and I don't know it all. So anybody I can listen to and learn, even the vagrant on the street. Sometimes I have conversation with them and I'm marvelous like, how the hell did I know that? You don't just reel people out because you have a piece of paper that says they give you a label. That's why I say earlier on, label. A piece of paper that give you a label makes you think that you're more superior than everybody else. Nobody can tell you nothing. Oh, I am a professional in that field. Wow. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Come on now. So that's why I don't really uh, go to sleep. That's why I don't really bother much about the PhD, the degree, and all that crap. I don't. It's like it's just a paper. What does that define who you are as a whole person? Really? That paper only tell you what you qualify in. It doesn't mean that you qualify with everything else. They tell you you qualify in that. And even when they give you a certificate, say qualify in that, you find a lot of loophole in it. So how qualified are you? Seriously? When they say, oh, here's your paper, you graduate and you qualify. But then when you do your own study and you see a lot of loopholes, it's like, hey, come on. I need to, that's why I say these titles and these labels, man. Putting labels on ourselves. It's just, but John Doe is right, and what's her name is so right. It is so right because sometimes I look at the video with the Hebrew Israelites, and then what you can on the road, on the street, and what you can teach me. I am the teacher here. It's like, okay, all right then. It's like, okay.
And honestly, I think that we all can be corrected.
Yep.
We're all subject to correction here.
Oh
So,
yeah, so true.
but it takes humility, I think, to hear what someone to heed someone's message,
True.
to heed their correction, and to actually apply it to yourself. It takes humility, but a lot of
And accepting
people, yes,
and accepting you're wrong too.
definitely, yes, and I think a lot of people, we live in that ego. We become stubborn, you know.
Yeah.
We sometimes, a lot of times, people don't want to always look within. Everybody don't always want to look at that man in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
and make that change.
Mm-hmm. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, Michael said it
Mm-hmm.
best. So I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
is. So
And he was talking about himself.
yeah,
He was literally talking about himself.
yeah,
He was talking about himself and how he grew up and was ashamed to look at himself.
yes,
So, he was telling us to look in the man in the mirror.
hmm,
And that's why I try to teach you to look in first, never look out.
yes.
Because you could only change what you have the power to change.
Yes, something John Doe says. He says it takes humility and discipline to take criticism, which is being
Oh yeah.
are flawed by people who are also flawed. Humility and self-discipline allows one to detach themselves from their ego and examine what's being told to them honestly and objectively. He said he compared it to the blind man working with the deaf man. Where you're strong, I may be weak, and vice
There
versa.
you
It's the beauty of constructive criticism. Go ahead. He said that's why understanding the trivium is so important. It teaches us how to use the mind and educate ourselves. It consists of grammar, logic, and rhetoric. Well,
man.
you should have just
And
clicked the link and came on into the
man, this guy is powerful, man. No, he is on point.
yes, definitely.
He just hitting you hard today.
Yeah.
Why is
I
he
don't,
approaching
I
you
don't
like
need to do
that?
no talking. I don't need to do no talking. Like, I might as well let you and John take it, and I can keep cooking. But yeah, like
But he's absolutely right, because when you look at it, you see, life is not complicated. It's just that we look too much on the outside more than looking inside and seeing how much capabilities we have. We
yes,
always looking out to see who can help us when we have what we takes in us to help ourselves. We just need to search for it. Spend time with
yes,
ourselves, explore ourselves, love ourselves, give ourselves the necessary time that we give everything else a time. You have a girlfriend, you want to spend 24 hours around her. You want to do all nice things for her, but you wouldn't do it for yourself.
Mhm.
So when you depress, you need something outside to fulfill you. Why can't you empower yourself? Because you know what you need to empower yourself. But that's what the system does. It gives us, it let us depend on outside forces to make us, oh, if you get a Jordan, you'll be happy. Oh, if you get a plasma TV, wow, that gonna make you, and we fall for this foolishness. We fall for it. You're responsible for your own happiness. If you just take the time out and search yourself and find out what makes you happy, what keeps you happy, what you would need to make you happy, then outside thing would not bother you. Then a woman will never make you happy. Now that you making up, you could only contribute to her happiness. Because if I make you happy as my woman, then I control your happiness. Because once I gone, your happiness gone also. Every
yes,
girl I'm with, I said, I'm not here to make you happy. I expect you to already be happy. I'll just contribute to it.
hmm
So when if it happen that we break up, you still have your happiness. But if you're telling me you want me to make you happy, you're looking for a slave master. I'm not about that.
pretty much. You're looking for.
So come on.
I mean, it. I don't think it's nothing wrong with having a leader, but I think that one needs to lead themselves. You are your own leader. You are the first leader. So you're your own leader first before you start looking out for others and looking
True.
for others to come rescue or save you. It's about saving yourself. So when I'm reading more of John Doe comments, he's getting into the esoteric version is knowledge, understanding. With
Mhm.
the modern version is input, processing, and output. They all mean the same thing, but different eras. The grammar, it means
Mhm.
the understanding of the facts. Logic deals with the analysis. The grammar answers the questions, who, what, when, and where, why. Logic answer that question, why. Rhetoric answer the questions of how. You apply the logic to grammar and you apply rhetoric to them all. So, I mean, it's so weird how technical it comes off, but it's just something that's basics. We kind of
Yeah.
basics in school. So, and it's basic steps that we can apply
Yeah.
in our lives. But it's about putting that effort forth, putting that
Mhm.
effort. So, I mean, I can't tell anybody else. I can only suggest. I can only put it out there, but it's up to you to apply it. So, and it's up to you
True.
to think that if to even know if it to even realize if it applies to you or not. That's up to you, and to
Yeah.
even go along with the process, it's up to you. So, but hearing a lot of things or reading a lot of comments, I just realized how it definitely applied to my life, and this is
Mhm.
I was putting so much energy into changing things, and starting with my thoughts, my attitude, all of the above. So hopefully others can do the same thing, and then we can succeed here.
John do have a lot of understanding on how to move forward and how to be sound-minded and how to make your own decision, because he understands the foundation of how this thing work and how to not allow it to affect you negatively. he understand that, and then that is very, very good, But I think that how many people gonna take it and apply it and make it work for them? Yeah. If you don't work it, if you don't take it and work it, it will only work when you work it. Yeah. It make no sense you hearing it and you're not doing anything about it. It will just remain, I just heard it, but I didn't do anything about it. I didn't apply it. I didn't, give it a try. But I think life is so easy when we take it without all the distraction. If we just pay no attention to all this distraction that is throwing at us so much different things, and we focus on what would make us become a better version of ourselves, I think we'll be on the right path and doing big things for us and the people around us in our nation. It's crazy, man. But we do need each other. We need each other. We need each other because we all in the same boat. We may not be in the same state of mind, but we all in the same boat, and we all trying to get to the same destination or trying to achieve the same goal. So just how John Doe is very effective in that area there, he can do his part on empowering the mind, which I do the same thing too. Empowering the mind and how to get a solid mindset to move forward. So I mean, I don't know if that's what he does, but it seems so that his job could be in the movement to move forward for one nation, and he think those who have self-esteem, those that to help and create a solid mind to move forward. Because I realize based on what he wrote, and man, really powerful, and it speaks a lot of truth. Speaks a lot of truth. But we do need each other. Seriously. But everybody gotta work in their strength. Everybody gotta work in their strength. And I think if we do that, as Geneva say, as an assembly line, all their components doing their part, but they're accomplishing the same goal. They got so many different parts, but everybody doing their part. And look what comes out at the end. Just look at a car factory that makes car. You walk in there and you think it's a crazy house. Parts here, parts there, some over here, some over there, some over there. Some doing this, some doing that, some all over the place. But look at the finished product. Nobody's stepping over on anybody's toes. Nobody's doing anybody else's job. But look what happens. And we trust them enough to put our life on the line to jump into them and drive. We trust them enough so that we can put our life on the line, jump into the car, start it up, and drive it. But we went to the factory and see how crazy it was in there. So that shows that we can do it. Can you imagine people can come together to do that? A product that we use for our daily use, but we can't come together for us to do that for our survival. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy, man.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's a little crazy that we can't come together. You know, I don't have the answer. I wish I did. I wish I had the answer how we could come together, because that's exactly what I'm seeking. Obviously, yes, definitely. So and it's a shame we can't even come together when it's needed. When it's
Mm-hmm.
so and I think that's I think that's our main obstacle right now. I think our main obstacle has to do with solidarity, showing that, because even if people don't want to be completely unified, which kills me if they don't, but even if they don't, and they don't want to be like other races that we always compare ourselves to and say, why can't we have it like them? But it's not about why can't we. You have to ask yourself, why can't we? Because we should be doing the work. We should have it. It's not even talk about doing the work to have it. We should have it, but we damn sure should be doing the work right now to achieve it if we know we don't have it. But to not even be able to show solidarity when it's needed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's definitely an obstacle that we have to attack head on. So um, I just see a lot of it. And like even with John Doe say, basically, it's all about logic. He said logic applies to
Yeah,
all the basic
true.
in the grammar stage. So, and I agree. And like I said, some of the stuff that he's saying, it does compare it to like things that you learned in school, certain
Yep.
things that you learned already. That
But we don't put it in practice.
I think that we've actually forgotten about or we've gotten away from,
Yeah. Mm.
you
I
know.
think
So, hmm,
we get sucked into the world.
we
We get
do.
sucked into the world.
We get sucked down into the BS, the drama that is not really doing anything for ourselves, that's not adding to our elevation in any way. And we get caught up in it. I think it's very easy to get caught up in it. So, I mean, because we're only human here. So, but I guess it all depends on the individual. So, and you have to be willing. I mean, the individual, they have to be willing. Not everybody is willing to do that. Not everybody is willing to put the work in on themselves or in on the community. But obviously,
Yeah.
made I think it starts with yourself. Obviously, you know,
Mm.
once you put the work in on
That's
you,
it.
the work will be done on the community because it's about each and every person. So, I mean, that's just how I feel. I mean, John said baby steps. Yeah, baby steps, definitely. But don't you think that we've been baby stepping for a minute now? A
But
lot,
big man, but
a lot
big
of
men don't
us,
want to be big. Big
a
men
lot of
don't
us,
want to make baby steps anymore.
yeah, we don't really have time for the baby steps. We just gotta
Exactly.
take full force. I mean, we've been wasting enough time as it is. I think about. I never thought that I would get pulled down into a lot of the BS on YouTube the way I did for the past 2 years. But after a while, it was just like, okay, where is this going? After a while, it was just like, okay, what was your purpose coming on YouTube? Are you just going to strictly do this every day? After a while, it got a little draining. After a while, the stagnation had started getting to me. So, what's wrong with me finally saying, you know what, I want to start changing certain things? Now, I understand everybody has their process. Who knows how long it'll take certain people, but I don't know if everybody's willing to do that. If everybody is willing to put in work to change themselves, or some people is just comfortable where they're at. If some people is just comfortable in standing still. If some people is just comfortable in the things that what's the word I'm looking for? Like, things that just, it's like temporary entertainment, things like that. If people is just, but that's something that they have to answer that for themselves. That's nothing that anybody else can answer for them. So, and that's what I had to realize on my own. Like, okay, yes, I understand, I still can get guilty of being emotional or wanting to respond, after being attacked or slandered or whatever. You know what I mean? And you might respond in the same manner. But I think it's about now, like, okay, let me think about this for a second. Should I respond at all? If I do, how should I respond? Certain things like that. So
Yeah.
I think that even applies to the Dr. Umar situation, where people
Yeah.
look back and said, okay, should I respond at all? Should I do anything? Should I contact him? Should I contact this? If I do, what will be the outcome? Thinking and everything before, because who knows? Some people probably even regret it now that it got blown up so big. Now that it's blown up so big now, you know what I mean? To where now he has to go this in PA.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, okay, do people regret that now? Do people regret, just speaking out? So, but then
I
I'm
don't
not
believe
so
so.
sure when you hear about people celebrating and want to have a party over it. So,
No, you see, you got to realize that some people will never grow up. It's going to stay in that frame of mind until their day come to leave this earth by choice. Every one of us have a choice to grow or not to grow. Is not to come out where they are because for whatever reason. So whereby some people may check themselves and say, "Oh crap, I shouldn't say that about our brother. I didn't have enough information to make such comment." Where you have some other people like, yeah, they're gonna write it until the bone come off with the negativity. So we have to also be mindful that we're gonna have brothers and sisters among us who not going to go to the next level mentally. And there's nothing we can do about it. As sad as it may sound, as shameful as it may be, but that's the reality of it. They just would not go to that next level because they choose not to. So we also got to be mindful of that not everyone is going to finish this with us. So we got to be aware of those that willing to go forward and make the necessary change for the good cause. If not, you're going to continue having the back and forth and the emotional fuse here and there. As I always say to people, whenever someone is speaking, they're literally telling you about themselves. We need to listen critically. We need to listen and understand what that person is saying, and then we can make better judgment for our lives. The person is telling you about themselves because you cannot give me, you cannot say to me what is not inside of you. So whatever comes out of your mouth, defining who you are. So we need to listen when people are speaking and stop listening with an emotional air. Because listening with an emotional air will just make you want to rebut emotionally and not understand that, hey, the way that person is speaking, I don't think that person is going to contribute or help me in anywhere. And come to a decision and make a choice. Because we're trying to move forward. You're not trying to pull yourself down. So you're looking for words and ideas from someone that can help build and assist you in becoming. Because that's what it is. Becoming a better version of yourself or becoming a worse version of yourself. Pick a choice. Our power is choices. That's what we fail to realize. Our power is choices. We have no control of the choice we make afterwards. You choose to go down the road. You don't control what happens down the road. That's the power we have to choose. Our thoughts.
The choice. I mean, something that John Doe was saying, some people can make the switch cold turkey, but most people have to be weaned off of it, like a 12-step type process. He said it's very intimate, but it requires a time attack. And I agree. Like you said, it's all about choices. So, yeah, yeah, definitely.
And a lot of people made a choice a long time ago. A lot of people made a lot. We only see the fruits now, but they made that choice a long time ago. So what we see is just the fruit of the choice they make a long time ago. Because the fruit don't come before the seed. So when you see the fruit, then you know what seed it is. So we have to understand. So we listen when people speak because we are literally telling you about ourselves. That's what we do when we speak. We are telling you about ourselves. But a lot of us we don't listen carefully and understand so we can make a decision for ourselves if we want that person around me or not. Know that person's mouth. If you want that type of environment or that type of energy around you. But it boils back down to emotion again. Because we listen with an emotional ear. Okay, I'm just waiting for one thing to rub me the wrong way. And I'm flashing right back at him. Yeah, instead of trying to understand where that person is coming from. John Joe, brother, we need people like you around to impact some of that knowledge you have. Man, you can help a lot of people. You in the same field that I am in. We need you around to help some of our brothers and sisters that is struggling in that department.
Yeah, sorry about
Queen,
that.
I'm hungry. I haven't finished yet.
Well, I'm cooking two things. I'm for my ancestors. I'm cooking ribeye steak, rosemary, garlic, roasted potatoes,
Damn, you feed them XP,
and some
man.
green peas. Huh?
You feed them rich food, man. What's wrong with you?
Well, my ancestors, like meat. So, and usually they will feed it to me intuitively. The messages of what they want. So it's potatoes, peas, and steak. For me, I'm cooking my beets and cabbage soup. So
Oh, okay.
two things at once. So yeah.
Oh,
You said I cooked them what? What did you say again about that?
you cook them rich food.
Rich food. Well, I mean,
Hey,
only on Sundays do I give them meat. Like every day I cook and I give them a small portion of what I eat. So every day, like when I cook, like yesterday I had me some what I cooked yesterday, a coconut curry, kale and sweet potato with some basmati rice. So I put a little small portion out there. So every day when I cook my meal, I give a little small portion. Only on Sundays do I give them meat.
oh,
So yeah, because they still require meat. So that's only on Sundays do I give meat. But every other day is just strictly like, vegetables, fruits, whatever I eat. They eat, like even when I juice my little juices in the morning, give them some of that. So like juice my fruits and veggies in the morning, like that. So yeah,
oh.
yeah.
I need to come up on Sundays then.
Oh really?
But that's what the good
Yeah.
food is.
Yeah, and then and my family has their issues about that. So she's just like, I can't buy a steak just to throw it away. And I'm like, well, it's a sacrifice offering. When you all put offerings up there.
I need to come up on
Yeah.
Sundays only.
And I tell her it's a sacrifice. Yeah, but only on Sundays. So I was like every other
Only on Sunday I'm gonna come over.
huh?
I said then I need to come over only on Sundays.
Oh, that's what you know. Okay, okay. And I all right, yeah, sure. So other than that, no.
I know.
John Doe says that one of the best ways to understand is to constantly seek the reason for things, asking why incessantly. Yes, I do that. I do. I have been guilty of that, asking why incessantly, because I'm just like, why? We got to ask ourselves,
Why do you do that?
why? Okay, what?
Why do you do that? And do you get answers when you ask yourself why?
No, I don't really get answers, but I'm curious. I'm always curious. I'm always, wondering because I'm just like, I just want to make sure that everybody's genuine and legit. And even when people question me, I have no reason, I have nothing to hide, So I have no issue with that. Understandable, especially when you want to do certain things. Even with the Dr. Umar case, if people was skeptical, if they was unsure, then they should have questioned certain things before they even committed themselves. And we could have avoided this whole situation. But maybe a lot of people didn't ask the certain questions that they were supposed to do, the basic steps, the basic grammar steps, the basic questions, who, what, where, why, how.
A lot of people is not in that mind frame.
Committed yourself, or you committed yourself financially. Okay, how long is it going to take you for you to get to school? Do you have a school in mind? Do you have a blueprint of the things? Do you have certain things? You should have questioned all that before you wanted to commit yourself. But you went on a whim because you trusted the man, and now you don't. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm thinking. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to put that in
That's
there.
all right.
So,
Don't make your brain yourself.
yeah, and then I gotta add that next. So, but yeah, go. I mean,
I said it sound like you burn yourself.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't. Just when I took the lid off, all that smoke hit you. It was like
Oh, okay.
but yeah. Other than that, it's good. It's good. Yeah, that was the main reason why I asked why a lot is because just because of that reason alone. Just because and I like to question certain things before I commit myself or before I put my trust in you 100%, because you never know. Look at
That's true.
prior.
Some people look at it as putting up a defense.
Look at Marcus Garvey. Maybe if he asked more questions, he wouldn't have been infiltrated by a friend of, look at Malcolm. Look at a lot of them Black Panthers. So that's why I think that this is why we have to question certain things. You know what I mean? We have to be strategic in certain things because we don't want to make the same mistakes that our ancestors did. So we have to be sure of certain things. And that's what I think a lot of people should have did in regards to this Umar case. You know.
Sometimes we hear the story, narrated about the story, and feel driven to donate or contribute to the cause of the story. And when things start getting mixed up in the story, we don't feel the same way that we felt when we first hear the story and was donating to this cause with a genuine heart. And I believe that is what's happening with Umar Johnson at the moment. When they heard the idea of building the school and the nature of the school, a lot of people was in that mind frame and saying, yeah, that would be good for us, our own. But now that time has passed and they had a lot of conflicting ideas and questions from other people and other people just bashing all together. For some reason, the faith you had in him to begin with when you first decide to donate, whatever they said, sway you and have you thinking otherwise about the decision that you make. So I think what you said a while ago, questioning before you just jumping in and donating, asking those questions is very important. You know, what's the timeline? We can get to school. What's the whole nature of the school? You know, what we need to do, what we can do, things like that. Before people donate. But I think what you said, it was right on point. People not asking the necessary questions before they start giving out their money.
Agreed. I just think that if they asked those certain questions, all this could have been avoided. There's a lot of things. So, and I agree with John
Not
Doe.
necessarily. Not necessarily. You said there are some people.
Maybe not. But then, I think that, sometimes we got to always stop always trying to point fingers and blame each other and blame others and start pointing the finger at ourselves and blame ourselves.
No, not necessarily, because
where we went wrong.
Even if they ask the question, they remember we have people among us who are very easily swayed based on a close friend says something that they heard another friend said. More convincing than Omar. And that alone can sway them from, how they donated before, that they feel confidence, and trust the guy. And now they heard, oh boy, I heard this and I heard that. And that's, so they can ask the question and still, because we are dealing with people there who are unstable. We are dealing with people that don't have a solid mindset. Basically, you don't know what angle they're going to take. One, they might seem to be for you, and within a split second, it's something have nothing to do with them, but wrong way, and now they become your enemy. So we have to weigh it out. We are dealing with a lot of people with level of mindset, basically. So we're hoping that it will be like that. You get the information and you're cool with it, and that is that. But there's always someone in the midst to stir the pot up.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's cool.
Too much. Yeah. Definitely. So, did you want to keep building or?
It's up to you.
Okay.
Food is up. We can do that the next time, or if you wish, no problem.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been a
definitely.
pleasure,
Just because
and
I'm just trying to finish. Oh, I'm always knocking stuff over. So I can just finish this up.
we
Being
can
through
give you
here.
your time out to do your bit.
Huh?
Maybe during the week again, based on what information come up, maybe we can still talk about it if anything new turn up about it, because you know a lot of other stuff gonna come out.
Exactly. Even when he goes to, it's
Exactly.
a lot. It's going to be, I mean, it's going to
So
be a
we can have a
nonstop. It's going to be an ongoing process.
continuation on it.
And even
So
after
we
he
could
goes,
have a continuation on.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
No, I said you can have a continuation about it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little later in the week or so forth,
Yeah. Because I'm pretty
based
sure
on.
that, like, even after he goes to court, it's going to be multiple videos that goes up, and people still going to be addressing,
Yep,
the outcome.
people are making video right now with other
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
bringing up other
Depending on the
stuff about it.
outcome of the verdict or whatever they're doing. I mean, I'm still kind of a little still confused on exactly what exactly is he doing, at the courts in PA. I'm still a little confused on, the whole thing. So, I just wish back.
Just saying. Just because
I
he's
would,
saying he doesn't have a license to practice.
yeah. I mean, I wish him the best. I wish him success. I definitely hope that, things, I hope it's a positive outcome. So, and all the above, I keep him in my, pray for the brother. But, I just think that, everything that's been going on about it, it's just been a real sad public display of it. So, and that was my main thing. And I just wanted to come out and just give my opinion or my thoughts on the matter. You know,
Um,
Persuade anybody, not trying to
good bill,
sway anybody's thinking because everybody's going to have their own opinion on it. Opinions on
obviously.
those, everybody's got one. So, and that's fine. And I mean, there's nothing that us just putting our opinion out there, ain't nothing going to change over it. The things, it's already out there. You know what I mean? So, he already has to, combat this. So, but just hopefully it's a success. Hopefully, he's a positive outcome, for himself, and he can continue to push forward. Because I don't even think he's letting it bother him. Because when he did the latest video, he said that he's still doing the work, and he still got trips and stuff like that. So he's still going to be doing it even prior to the court and even afterwards. So the dude's not letting it phase him. He's not letting it stop his work, and that's good.
Yeah. Well, let's hope the better the best, and look and see what happened and see where we can contribute to help support the brother, because he's one of our great minds. A lot of people may not like him, and other people may have be with him or whatever the case may be, but that is not anything new. But I think once he's sincere what he's doing and truthful of what he is doing and an honest man to himself, then we should support that and push that.
Definitely.
Phony or no underneath and crap, then let's go with the brother. But if then comes out that we don't know about, you got to be accountable for that. Yeah, you got to own up to it and apologize to the people and page. But otherwise than that, I'm just on the fence, just looking and listening and seeing what plays out. Seeing what plays out. You got an opportunity now to prove yourself to us. So at all the best, and this can help bring us a bit closer to each other if we look at it perspective, But and how many people looking at it that way, whereby we might have some other people looking at it from the perspective of, no, let me get on the bandwagon and bash him. Maybe I can get a few followers, get a few subscribers, So we're gonna have all of that. But personally, but look at a few of his videos, and some of the things that he's saying is very, very interesting, and you know he seems like his heart is in the right place. I don't know that for a fact, but what I've heard he said, and seen on videos, seems like a genuine brother. But as I said, that's what I know of him. Never been around him to understand the whole mechanism of the things that he do, etc., etc. So peace to the brother, and we here seeing what's up. So
Definitely.
my Jim, gonna leave you that you go do your cooking because
Yeah,
you
it's
keep
pretty
running
much.
in and out, in and out.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I just want to be able to plate it now and serve and bless it and then serve it at the altar. So,
Okay. We need to do that in your private space.
hmm?
You need to do that in your private space.
Yeah, in my home, in my apartment. Yeah, I have several altars in here, but I only have one
Okay.
ancestral one. The other ones are for the like deities and the orishas, but only one to my actual personal ancestors. But I
Okay.
like to
So when I say
bless
person, I mean
the meat. I like to
the
thank
person. I mean
for the
off cam.
sacrifice. Huh?
No, I mean if you need to do that personally off cam.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do it off camera. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And I like to just bless thank the sacrifice for the meat for the animal. You know, so yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Yes.
You're multitasking.
Huh?
You're multitasking.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I'm like, makes sense. Then yeah, I like to do that. So I just want to now, since it's done, I just want to plate it and serve it at the altar, and then finish working on mine.
But thank you for the opportunity, for giving me the opportunity
Yeah,
to build
definitely.
with you and to share my bit. And you know, as I said, we could have a continue again once you pop the link up. I will be sure to join in once I'm around. Really happy that because I haven't seen you for a while. I thought somebody ran you off the internet.
Yes, yes. Thank you
I
for
thought somebody ran you off the internet, but it's good that you're back. And
yes, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Thank you for offering your wisdom. You are always much welcome. Definitely much appreciated. So
so have yourself a blessed evening, and everyone in the chat, thank you for listening, and
yes, thank you. Yes,
evening,
thank you
and
for everyone who tuned in.
John Doe and all the others, man.
Yes, John Doe, definitely. Yes, thank you for being part of the panel.
John Doe, man, Ben, we need you in the community, man. We need
And
that
Queen
wisdom you
Kai,
have.
yes, because they both
Ah,
add
yeah,
a lot of different information.
yeah,
Dr. Yaya,
quiet, quiet. I'm
everybody who
trying to
watched.
remember the name. Yeah, yeah, Doctor. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so everybody,
People, man.
yeah,
We're
everybody.
not utilizing those people at all.
Yeah.
Utilize our people, man.
So I'm like, thanks to everybody who watched, everybody who's going to tune in, everybody who's tuned in,
Yeah.
everybody who's going to watch. So I just want to thank that. Tell y'all that, thank you, Brother Devon, again. Appreciate you blessing my panel with your presence. And just want to remind
So
everybody
keep
to
your
keep
head up.
their heads up and keep them boots on the ground.
Keep your head up and stay blessed, Queen.
Yes, thank you, brother. Peace and love.
Okay, ciao. Ciao.